team pick.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the ESL One Hamburg. That's what's wrong. They forgot the ticket. This is going to be the second game between Team Taka and Mad Kings. I was wondering, like, what happened to the names? What happened to everything? So we're gonna have no names here for this this second game, which is extremely inconvenient. I'm not gonna bother figuring out who's who here. But either way, it's going to be game 2. Team Taka did win game 1 after a little bit of a comeback. Mad Kings running out of steam. We'll see if Mad Kings can bring it back and push a game 3 on Mike Loris. Can be joined by Eckstein for this second game. This is going to be so confusing, dude. RoboZ, Sladin, and Masha. Shout out to you guys.
Oh god, we got zeros, and we got
Radiant
that looks like Elvish to me, just about.
For the
Either way, the Lich getting through and Silencer being banned was kind of like the main differences here in openings. Mad Kings using their first pick to pick up that Lich, and then we're seeing Nature's Prophet Spirit Breaker picking up for Team Taka, so they're gonna take their turn with the Space Cow.
Together with the Nature's Prophet is going to be a lot of map-wide pressure early on from Team Taka. I was going to say Shadowburn, whoever that is now on Taka, played a nasty Bat Rider. Like, it was absolutely disgusting, but I've seen him play a Nature's Prophet as well, so I can't imagine this is going to go super poorly. With that being said, Bat Rider is usually the go-to when you're talking about answering a Nature's Prophet. You pick up a Bat Rider, you pick up a Sven. And that is still available here for Mad Kings unless Taka pick it here, which is I'm not really sure incredibly likely. Bat Rider has a really good matchup versus Sven in lane. So Taka, it looks like unless their Spirit Breaker is going to go nuts out of control, will be up against some, let's say, subpar hero matchups.
So they banned the Bloodseeker as well as the Meepo. We spoke about the Meepo a little bit last time. Taka choosing to ban some of the heroes that they were successful with last time, and the Ember Spirit and Earthshaker. Now they're going to have the pick here in just a second.
5 seconds remaining.
Matchup versus Bat Rider. They are mostly still in the pool. Again, you want heroes that can achieve some sort of magic immunity. Lifestealer is a pretty nice one up against that. Just you have a really good matchup. You still can get lassoed down the line, but that's pretty much the least of your concerns. Juggernaut as well, a hero that we've seen teams pick up in response to a Bat Rider, and with Spirit Breaker rotating in, it could just be that they pick up their additional support hero right now. If they want, they can set up with like an AA who's still in the pool and try to get that lane to be a little more aggressive. That's definitely a way of dealing with a Bat Rider or a Bat Rider Lich dual lane, is just get AA, get like a CK or something like that, and then just straight kill them.
Yeah, I like the CK. CK in a pretty good state right now, and CKAA, a good combo. You'd have AA and Lich as well, which again gives some versatility to like AA to maybe get that earlier Ag Scepter.
Dire team pick.
Well,
Disruptor.
Raptor. Pick for Taka. It's not really going to be all that aggressive. I'm not entirely sure if I like this pick here. It is very kind of generic and very safe here for Team Taka. Like, Disruptor in lane is usually going to be okay, but this is going to be an under-leveled Disruptor. I expect him to take a couple of these sacrifice hits in lane, and you do need levels as the Disruptor. It's really just a race to level 7, get that maxed out glimpse. Doesn't add all that much kill power when you're talking about going for a Bat Rider.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a little bit of a deny pick, if they know that Mad Kings plays that Disruptor a bunch. Disruptor combo as well with Bat Rider.
I'm not sure if Mad Kings have an Earth Spirit player. That could be really, really good here, just to kind of get the jump on the Disruptor with the Bat Rider and the Earth Spirit. Great hero to have versus Nature's Prophet as well. From a 4-position support standpoint, usually your lanes are going to be a little bit more awkward when you have a Lich, but you'll gain an advantage through them anyway, simply by virtue of that sacrifice and how very balanced it is. But Mad Kings, only with the Bat Rider right now as their core, they can honestly go for anything right now. Like, Taka aren't really showing all that much. Something like a Nyx Assassin could be decent for the Mad Kings side as an additional support hero. I could see that getting a lot of traction up against Nature's Prophet, but it does seem like Sven, still in the pool, is probably the safest pick that they can make right now.
They have a minute left in the reserve time. Here comes their pick, and it's going to be Smart Iron.
probably that secondary support along with that Lich. It seems just okay.
Yeah.
Like, Blink Dagger can kill off a Nature's Prophet when you have that, but that's so far down the line.
10 seconds.
I mean, they can still go for Sven right after, and then I think that's fine. Like, you have the double stuns
5
wandering
seconds.
around.
Yeah,
You have
that's
a good amount of control there.
Yeah, and I think Slardar, at least right now, is just not scared of anybody that's on Team Taka. You know, he's not really going to worry too much about Disruptor, having to even stand in the middle of Stack Storm for a little bit. He should be strong enough to sustain in there. And then, you know, same thing with Spirit Breaker. He's got a bash of his own, as well as the Crush.
Well, Taka, I know the supporting crew of Mad Kings right now is still not really sure if they can out-aggro this Lich with the lineup they have right now. Despite having a Spirit Breaker and a Nature's Prophet, again, these very long-range, map-wide initiation styles here from Team Taka. It does seem like that going for a Lifestealer now up against that Slaughter with the Corrosive Haze may not be the safest thing to do. They're going to risk it anyway.
It is, though. Yeah.
It is really good in the lane versus Batrider, and you can kill him off when you have the field, the charge from the Spirit Breaker, and the open wounds. But Mad Kings, if they get a couple of big right-clickers, they can easily race down the Lifestealer. And I'm going to say it again until they start picking it. Sven is still in and just has an incredible matchup versus Nature's Prophet. Is really good versus that Lifestealer as well.
5 seconds remaining.
Even throw out that Stormhammer at the Spirit Breaker. You see him coming at you. And that would be a great counter to the global nature that they have going on there. But it looks like they're going to bring out the Monkey King. You still think Sven an option there?
It will really depend on how they want to lane this. If you can fix it so that Monkey King is going to be going up against a mid lane hero who's melee, then you could be happy throwing him mid lane because he just dominates that lane, like pretty much no matter what. But as of right now, you don't know what's going to happen. Team Taka have yet to pick up their mid lane hero. I would assume it's going to be an off lane Monkey King, and that's something that Nature's Prophet can mess with quite a bit. Just the treants and manipulating the creep wave, that treant chip damage is quite a bit as well. Nature's Prophet 9 times out of 10 is going to go for phase boots as his first item, so just keeps distance versus Monkey King. Jingu is going to be very weak there, so I mean, it is a good hero to have versus with the Slardar. For sure, like that's a lot of physical damage. You can easily burst down someone like a Lifestealer, but it does seem like it's not going to be the safest of picks here, as Taka do have a lot of catch for a Monkey King. Even just like Nature's Prophet, using the Treant summon on Monkey King when he's in the trees just stuns him and might even surround him. I'm not entirely sure how that mechanic works. But either way, it's like a point-click stun on Nature's Prophet with Sprout also if you need it. So it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, they obviously must feel some confidence in it. Let some of that slip their mind. Drafting is quite complicated, a lot going on. They're going to ban the Tinker, which would be another global hero that Team Taka could utilize with the Lifestealer and bouncing around, getting a lot of split push. Would be a pretty fearsome lineup.
I think Taka can get a Storm Spirit here, depending on the matchup, of course. And then it's such a free Storm Spirit game. Like, it may be cut a little bit in experience, but I don't really think that a slightly under-leveled Storm Spirit can really be capitalized on with these Mad King heroes. They just can't go quite aggressively enough to really punish that Storm. Of course, it'll depend on this last hero. The Viper will be one of the better heroes to make sure that the Storm Spirit is not going to come out. The matchup is really tough there. But I don't think that Taka are really too concerned about this Viper in particular. Like, yeah, he's going to have the Corrosive Haze. Yeah, he's going to have the experience advantage with that Lich. But they have the Lifestealer. They have the Spirit Breaker. They have some really good answers to the Viper already. And that is a Terrorblade.
Terrorblade.
Masha Terrorblade going to go mid versus Viper?
I guess so.
Ooh. Interesting. Now, the way this lane works is that Terrorblade takes a lot of chip damage, but when he does have Metamorphosis, he can challenge the Viper, and he's actually like a lot stronger than a Viper, and there are not many heroes that can actually get to that point really ever, where they're able to challenge the Viper on a 1v1 basis. The chip damage is going to be very consistent, but it's not going to do a lot of DPS because Masha has like an insane amount of starting armor with backup from a Spirit Breaker, so this is pretty greedy here from Team Taka, but this is also a hero that Mad Kings simply don't have a good answer to. because they're all physical damage, and Terrorblade has infinite armor. So I actually don't mind this pick too much from Taka. If this Terrorblade can get some help from the Spirit Breaker, I feel like that's a necessity right now.
Yeah, it should be able to get that worked out. They did a good job babysitting their lane mid in the last game. I imagine that they'll probably be doing that again with Spirit Breaker just kind of roaming around. I'll probably Disruptor staying in that safe lane. A quick little pause here, but hopefully it won't be too long before we actually get this game rolling.
I wonder if at this point there's any chance that you throw the Monkey King in the mid lane, put the Viper in the safe lane, and then just have a kind of a greedier lane setup where your Monkey King is going to be very difficult to kill off, simply because he has that Jingu. He can challenge the Terrorblade whenever Metamorphosis is down. I wish there would be some more names here. Unfortunately, again, guys, the ticket is not going to be selected for this match. The admin done goofed a little bit, but that's fine. We'll just call them by what they are right now. But seems like there's not going to be that option actually taken. The Monkey King is heading towards the bottom lane, actually, as the Bat Rider's taking towards top. That's a pretty interesting swap up here. Lich and Monkey King. That is a very difficult lane to deal with as any two heroes, especially a Lifestealer. You can't really afford to get too close to that creep wave, or else you're just going to stack up the Jingu for the Monkey King.
Yeah, Lich, just really tough to lane against. Obviously, the Sacrifice going to be taking away things there, but you just be spamming you with Frost Blast over and over again. It hit you with a fair amount of damage on that. They spotted up the Bat Rider up top.
30 seconds
I don't
to
think
battle.
they'll necessarily change their plans, but we'll see.
Yeah, they want the matchup of Lifestealer versus Bat Rider. At least Team Taka do, who also apparently don't have their names, but they also don't have their team flag on the status thing or whatever. This is game 2, guys. How did the admin botch this badly, dude? What the hell? It's not that hard. They're going to charge in towards slide and up towards top lane, clear the way for this bounty rune to be grabbed. The charge isn't going to land, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, it's going to be a 3-for-1 bounty rune exchange. RoboZ gets his, but that's going to be incredibly expensive. And now we'll see if, for the Dire side, if they actually want to switch things up at all. Are they going to send the Bat Rider elsewhere? Are they going to try to dodge this matchup? Seems like they will. They really want this Monkey King Lich up against that Lifestealer, and Blue Skies from the pain. He's going to be caught on the way out, surrounded by 4 heroes very early on. Charge out though. He's going to be canceled by the Boundless Strike and the Crush. He's dead. First blood for who? First blood for Bat Rider.
Yep. So that's definitely a nice pickup for Mad Kings. Gonna be very happy about that as their players were making this rotation. Like, okay, that's a free pickup. Sacrifice is already used, so they're just waiting for the next one. The creep wave is going to be nice and tucked into the tower on that top lane as well. And Monkey King and Lich up against the tri lane. Actually, no. We are going to have some lane rotation again. As Lifestealer switches to bottom. Bat Rider will be getting there to meet him. And we'll have Nature's Prophet rotating to top.
This is a good time to go for this Monkey King because
yeah.
he's shown off Boundless Strike instead of Jingu, so they know he can't turn around. They'll just run him down with some sick body blocks from, I guess this is Shadowburn, but TTV. I think it's Tavo. I'm sure a lot of people will know him a little better as Tavo, but I'm not entirely sure that is him. But either way, good body blocks, good rotation. And another rotation is Bat Rider now going to take this top lane. They throw the Monkey King in towards the Lifestealer. All these rotations are going to, in general, work slightly better for the Taka side, the Radiant side, because they have a free teleport on the Nature's Prophet. So every single time, like, all the heroes rotate, Nature's Prophet does it for free.
So yeah, let's down here. We'll see how many more times we see this musical chairs going on.
Soldier's fortune.
Spirit Breaker has not charged in mid yet. He's still looking for that level 2. Masha is struggling to get the CS. 15 CS for Robo. Another Toxin level 2 at this stage. And Masha, some downtime as he is just waiting for that Metamorphosis to be up. His base damage is still quite high, but he needs that help from the Life the Spirit Breaker is actually going to be occupied as he charges up towards top lane. Open Wounds is up. I don't kill off the Bat Rider. I don't really know if we can call lanes anymore. Like, these guys are just not going to stop moving.
Yeah, definitely all over the place. As now we have Nature's Prophet coming down bottom. They get the kill, they get the rotation. It is definitely every time a town portal
they missed the
scrolls off
crush
rotation.
though.
Oh, that was unfortunate.
How do you miss a crush out of Invis? Is it still going to be enough for a kill? They have the Jingu stacking up, now active, and they land a big boundless strike. One more shot from the Lich, and the Monkey King will get the kill. And Disruptor coming in, only level 1, can't do much to help out, so we're going to pretend that crush never happened. Still the Monkey King showing off what exactly he can do, and up against Nature's Prophet, not the easiest thing to do. That's why they want the matchup versus the Lifestealer. You can do that so very easily every single time. But it seems like he may be kind of tired about switching lanes right now. He's still sticking toward this bottom lane. This Nature's Prophet will be able to handle this lane pretty well. 1v, 2v3. The Disruptor's also here on this bottom lane. Should be quite easy for the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, things just kind of settling down a little bit here. As Nature's Prophet getting another round of trees out with Disruptor here, able to kind of just last it a little bit better.
Slardar's hanging around here as well. There's only a Radiant Sentry in the area, no obs. So it will be the Disruptor to see Sladin come in, and we'll back off. The lanes have stuck in such a way where it is going to be Team Taka to have the favorable lanes, or at least the lanes that they would want. The charge coming in towards the Bat Rider, and now his wounds are open. There is a bash available here. Spirit Breaker is going to get one. With the right clicks, it's going to be pretty close. Bat Rider, one more shot, is going to go into the trees. Blue Skies from the Pain is still chasing. He's going to cancel a salve. Still roasting, though. One more shot, not going to do it. Now he's just dead to the Firefly. That's an embarrassing death.
Yeah. Nothing like just chasing and chasing and chasing, and then he dies. Wah, wah. Well, bottom's also going fairly nice for Mad Kings here. They're going to put some pressure with Slardar getting the crush on Nature's Prophet. Jingu Strike coming out. He's going to get under tower, though, using that stick as well. Sprout, but he's going to lock the Slardar in with him. He's going to put some more damage on him, but the tower doing some mighty fine work. Disruptor juking a little bit, but still going to get taken out by the Monkey King.
We'll be backing off successfully. Jingu able to stack up on 2 heroes. I don't know why Lich is standing still and getting beaten by trees. I wouldn't be doing that. But yeah, a good aggressive play is going to cost them 1, but Nature's Prophet, not quite yet at that phase boot mark, is going to be teleporting straight into a Monkey King. That's pretty bold right now. They're going to put up the field. Jingu, though, is now stacked up. So he has the lifesteal, and there's nothing to really control him further. So they're going to back off. If you have a Spirit Breaker coming in, I'm a fan of that play, but Spirit Breaker has still been hanging around, bouncing between mid and top. Masha does have Metamorphosis right now. There's a level 6 on the Viper. Not an easy hero to kill. Terrorblade, though, has been matching the Viper's CS pretty darn well. 39 to 32. That's incredibly even considering these type of heroes and considering like how weird of a matchup this actually is.
Yeah, tough situation for him. He's going to dip into jungle just for a half second there. I think he was trying to do a double stack with the Ancients as well, but just got the stack on a large camp. And there's a double damage rune that Viper's going to pick up. Charge coming in on bottom, though. He does hit that Monkey King. Has to back up. He's going to take some tower shots as well. A little bit more damage than he would like. Sprout's going to separate things a little bit, though, but there does come the Boundless Strike.
Comes Sladin with Tranquils and Sprint. Field is going to go up a little bit too late, but it does keep the Monkey King at range, at least just enough for Blue Skies to dive in towards the Lich with the Thunder Strike. Will get the kill, and another great Sprout keeps the Monkey King away from Blue Skies, lets them focus him down. This is a Spirit Breaker we're talking here, not an easy kill for a hero like Slardar. Pure physical charge will bring him into tower range. Don't do it, dude. Don't do it.
Yeah. I know you want to. Throws out a taunt there, but yeah, definitely good to calm down a little bit. This is still an extremely close game. Just a 1k difference showing. And that is actually the first time, or sorry, it's been bouncing back and forth. The XP difference still in the favor of Mad Kings, but just barely. And they have a little bit more vision going on for them as well. Slardar looking for something in the jungle.
They rotate the Lifestealer back towards this bottom lane, into the lane that they've been trying to avoid this entire time. He is level 6. He will have that additional infest. Try to get out and play around that Monkey King. And Nature's Prophet can always teleport in as well. Looks like they are just trying to juggle their lanes for maximum value. Taka, the mid lane, though, still untouched from any sort of Spirit Breaker ganks entirely. Like, Blue Skies has been on top, bottom, and hanging around mid, but hasn't actually charged in. Is now thinking about setting up for maybe a Lich kill. There are no more trees here because of Nature's Prophet, but I don't think they have enough control to deal with a Monkey King who's got 3 points from the Jingu. They'll just have too much lifesteal, and it's too easy to do it. Although with the melee range, charge and open wounds, they'll start things off pretty well. Jingu does come up. He'll land a really nice balance strike, full heal. Thank you, Ice Frog, for this. Thank you for that. They do glimpse him back, and his Jingu is going to still be active. Another stun, another bash. That's 2 in a row, and with the Infest, they'll get the kill. Now Batrider and Slaughter are both going to show up. There's no Terrorblade incoming. They'll crush and kill off the Nature's Prophet. Only Memories is going to be able to fall back. Lifestealer as well. Cost them like 10 years worth of fighting, but they finally kill off the Monkey King.
Yeah, and then right away they give away the kind of turnaround kill on the Nature's Prophet, which is unfortunate. That definitely kind of evens up that fight overall. Just barely in the favor of Taka there. Did take a lot, and the Monkey King almost got off Wukong's command, which would have made that a different scenario if he had. Pretty good fight. They're still trying to pressure on bottom here. Well, a couple heroes are. Looks like they're going to start drifting towards middle. They want to jump on the Terrorblade. They get that feeling that he's just farming away. They do have Chain Frost.
Oh, the Centaur Stomp!
Batrider's here with the lasso. Oh no! What a terrible timing for it! Oh, mini stun, but it's not needed.
Get the charge in. They see the Lich teleport out. They get the glimpse back though. Oh. There is backup here in spades. Slaughter lands the crush, slowing down the Spirit Breaker, and there's no more damage going in on the Lich. This is looking pretty sloppy, honestly, for the Radiant side. I mean, Terrorblade, it's very easy to dodge the Centaur stun. Just don't have 3 units there for the Centaur. He won't stomp then. But stun at the worst possible time, charge in, and still trying to continue to fight with heroes that just don't have enough offensive power right now. And still this Lich is working away. This experience gain for Mad Kings is really starting to stack up.
Yeah, Mad Kings on the Dire are down 1-0 in the map score, which didn't get loaded here. But they've been building up a nice lead here. We definitely have to worry whether that lead will disappear like it did last game. But I think this draft has a little bit more balance and late game potential. And Nature's Prophet's one of those ones that he just can't always exert himself in the same fashion if he's getting held back. You know, if he gets rolling, he's bringing a lot of pressure on that split push. He's going to be in a lot of trouble. But right now, he hasn't really developed too much. He's going to be in a little bit of trouble here, as Batrider is on top of him. But Spirit Breaker has jumped in as well. Here comes the smash from the Monkey King. They're going to be able to get the kill, and Batrider is just going to be able to TP out. So that is free.
All these just matchups, man. These good matchups for Mad King showing up. And Nature's Prophet just isn't good up against Batrider. There's no other way of putting it. And usually that doesn't really come into play until the split push comes. And they're going to try to go for Robo over in the mid lane. Metamorphosis on everyone. He's going to get bashed out of his TP. The Lifestealer is going to show up here as well. They will get that kill. Blue Skies will take quite a bit of poison damage from that, but nowhere near lethal damage. That is a rotation that I think they really, really needed, because this Viper has been having an absolutely clean time. No one messing with him at all, and is going to be giving up a lot of gold. Masha, though, is going to be in a little bit of trouble himself. Reflection going to slow down the Batrider, so Lasso is a little bit delayed, but he pumps him right back in. Static Storm goes up, and it is going to land on a lot of heroes, with the charge keeping them in. Batrider's dropping awfully low. Will get bashed down as the Spirit Breaker rolls lucky. They sprout up the Lich, kill him off in an instant. Now they're onto the Monkey King, who's going to be fighting into the Shrine. He may have the Jingu right now, but he's not really going to be able to kill off this Disruptor. He's going to try to go for everyone at the exact same time. His damage is enough through the Sprout to get the kill. Thank you for that one, Ice Frog. Melee hero. Sliding, though, is on the run. He cannot leave here because there is a cow. He can crush out the Spirit Breaker out of this charge, and he's going to see it coming. Wrath of Nature. It's going to drop him low. The Terrorblade's coming in, but it's, again, too slow. The Slardar, oh, TP in from Shadowburn. One shot, not enough. Oh no, Sladin lives. 7 armor, Slardar, really tanky despite having that sprint on. And that's going to be still not the worst fight in the world for Team Taka, as they are able to bring down the Monkey King again. What was the total tally there? The Monkey King was dropped, right?
Yeah. No, Monkey King stayed alive, I think, and it looks like they got at least 2-3 kills from that.
That was Lich. That was actually a 2 for 2.
lost
Monkey
their
King gets
Bat Rider,
2,
but
and
they got
they lose the Bat Rider and the
space
Lich.
count
So
and
I
stuff
assume they
there.
got the Monkey King. No longer is it a good fight for Taka. If they did get the MK, great, but they didn't. And this Terrorblade mid, you can see like has severe disadvantages. You kind of again greed out with this hero, kind of style it like a Dragon Knight, where you're just using that shape-shifting ultimate to try to push down some towers occasionally, but still, if you don't have that, you're much less useful than a Dragon Knight.
They use the lasso on the Spirit Breaker up top. Gonna get the kill with the Slardar, so that is ultimate thrown down there. But he's creeping forward. He's also feeling pretty comfortable about his health, so I think he might just rush that Blink Dagger instead of finishing his Tranquils.
Static Storm, there is going to be a Chain Frost, but there's so many treants here absorbing those shots. So
He goes down
a lot, and it'll also charge in towards Sladin. This time, I'm not sure if the Slaughter can live, although it lands a pretty nice crush. No way. No way. Are you kidding me, man? Slardar with ice armor as well gets out for the second time with 20 HP. They do take down the Monkey King this time, though, and it's going to cost them yeah, a little bit of Spirit Breaker action on the top lane. They do lose that, but still, that's Terrorblade showing up, man. He may be a slightly weaker Dragon Knight when he is without his Metamorphosis, but he's a lot stronger than DK with it.
They're going to switch over to the Ancients, try to get some money there. They're also going to send Nature's Prophet down low. They're going to get the Slardar kill on ASD, who's on the Lifestealer right now. So that's a nice pickup. Things kind of starting to turn back in Taka's favor. Team net worth is evening up, and XP just dipping back towards Taka, but still a lead for Mad Kings.
Back onto Robo. They stun him before the Viper Strike comes in. Sprout to wall him off from the retreat, but not that much damage actually being dealt to him. Shadowburn TP out will not be anywhere close to making it. Yeah, you're trying to go for a Viper there. That doesn't really work. The Slardar will be spotted in the side. They'll lose the tower. If they have a Lifestealer there, then I'm pretty sure they make that happen, but off to the side is the Disruptor, who is going to activate the Jingu. Yes, Boundless Strike was already used, though. They glimpse him back? No, there's no mana, so they have to let him go, but we do have Lifestealer prepped and ready to go one more time. And it doesn't really seem like there are any targets. They see a couple heroes. They can fight this, but the Terrorblade doesn't really want to be involved. He just wants to push.
It was good timing on the rotation out from Mad Kings. They just kind of sniffed out that. I was like, this is probably, we're done here. But I don't know if they're going to be able to find TTV, who's going to throw down the Sprout and not have any TPs, though. So he's just hanging out here. Slardar is maybe close to finding him. Better not throw down that
chopping down all the trees.
Wow, he's so close. He's got
more
probably
chop.
play to get. Oh,
No, he chopped the wrong one.
oh man, he's so close to him.
No
He's
way,
got
is he
TP
really
now.
gonna live here? All the trees are dying except for the one that Slardar needs.
Oh, he's got TP now.
Oh, he sees him at the tail end of it. I think he saw him.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad.
Feels bad, man. And in the meantime, oh, there's an Invis rune on the Spirit Breaker with the Lifestealer inside him. They're going to get to work on the Bat Rider. Lasso's going to buy him a couple more seconds here.
Wow.
Chain Frost will bounce through. Back up towards the Spirit Breaker, though, so it will pretty much fizzle. The Bat Rider's going to survive. They will take down the Lifestealer. Now Blue Sky's in a lot of trouble. Not enough damage. His backup was right around the corner. They were taking down the tier 2 tower, but they lose 2 heroes. Ultimately for Taka, that's actually not that bad. Yeah, they lose 322 gold, but they do take that tower with the Terrorblade, and that ultimately will kind of balance things out a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunate to not have that gank with the Spirit Breaker and Lifestealer work. The Bat Rider shenanigans up on the cliff, just a little too much, separating the players. Kind of sets back the lethality of that a little bit. You know, you always want those ganks to work out. Next gank's just going to be a little bit harder.
It's right about now where you have to really evaluate how successful this Lich was. By this point, when you have a Lich draft, you should be feeling, if you're going to have a good game, and if you're going to say the Lich was worth it, you should be feeling like you should be able to take almost any given fight pretty darn comfortably. I will say that Taka have been taking these fights rather well, like their initiation style has been really clean, but I'm not really sure if this Lich advantage is really stacking up hugely in favor of Mad Kings. Blue Skies, where is the help from the Nature's Prophet? If you're going to go for that, you need NP.
Yeah.
They do have the Glimpse, though, and Static Storm. Or not Static. Okay, there's the Static Storm. And a Bash to keep him there. All planned, all calculated.
Nice. And the blink, or sorry, the teleport for Nature's Prophet just coming off cooldown now, so he wasn't quite available earlier for that. It's a good thing it still worked out with the Disruptor Glimpse. Very strong spell. And Nature's Prophet was getting his split push on up top. His trees are all dead, though. And he's having to back up a little bit. But those creeps should find Monkey King here, give a little bit of map vision. And Bat Rider does not spot anybody. And the even pings coming out from Lifestealer saying, I don't know about going up to that secret shop. But they're going to use the shrine there.
Top tower is under attack.
Bat Rider is going to blink out of there. Should know about it by this stage. The smoke, though, is up. Lich and Viper teaming up to rotate up towards that top lane where there are many targets in the area, including a Nature's Prophet who's going to get lassoed. Glimpse is here. They will break it, but it's a little bit too slow. He doesn't get down to the low ground, though. They still have more than enough damage, and the Spear Breaker is charging in. That's not a good idea, I don't think, although the Terrorblade is here. They do have the high ground advantage, the Monkey King. He is going to jump right in. Bat Rider as well on top of the Spear Breaker. That was just not a good plan, fighting without your Nature's Prophet. And fighting without the Static Storm, there was no way that that was a good idea. So they lose 2 instead of just 1. And that is going to set up for a Roche. The Corrosive Haze is up level 1. And with Viper packing this Dragonlance Maelstrom, we got the Battle Fury up on the Monkey King. Seems to be the item of the day for Monkey King in this region. He'll clean out Roche in no time.
Yeah, that's a nice pickup for him. Definitely after losing the Nature's Prophet, it's a tough pill to swallow to just have to be like, you know, nah, we can't fight this. But they didn't really escape out of that situation quick enough. Now they're going to also lose the Roshan. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward for Mad Kings to take. And that continues to help them out in this little lead that they're starting to develop here.
You guys are going to throw this up right now so you guys know who is who, because again, this game is kind of messed up. No team names, no player names, but that's the best I can do right now. I know it looks fantastic, but yeah, Taka is on the Radiant. They're a game up. Mad Kings are on the Dire, and they're not looking too bad right now. This Terrorblade, though, is starting to stack up pretty high. He's got the Manta style already completed. And net worth wise and split push wise, he's just being an absolute thorn in the Mad King's side. Robo will have that Maelstrom build up with the Viper, so he'll keep himself farming, and he will have some decent answer for that Terrorblade. But we have mass TPs up towards top lane where there is a Bat Rider ready to go in. He is going to be spotted dewarding. There is traction here. They are going to get the charge in on him. The Disruptor also has that Glimpse. He is just out of range, though. I'm not really sure if this is going to work out. Unless the Lifestealer is in the Spear Breaker, which is not. This should be something that they just retreat from. They're going to, again, chase forward way too far. Crush on the Spear Breaker now. Nature's Prophet teleporting right in the middle. It's a bad idea. Masha, though, is right in the middle of things. Onto the Monkey King. Chain Frost is going to be thrown out. The Static Storm is completely off the mark. They will lose the Spirit Breaker, but gain the Monkey King in exchange. Now the Sunder onto the Bat Rider. Masha standing his ground. Absolutely fearless. Double kill. Also got the Lifestealer coming in from the side. Open wounds will be used on the Lich. Ice Armor will hold somewhat, but not nearly enough. 3-0, and Terrorblade shows up to play.
Yeah. And this is what's going to be tough for Mad Kings as well, is that Taka's just going to be able to keep moving and utilizing their lineup really quick. They just go right back to farming right away, but they're also just kind of pressuring all these lanes. They've created so much space for themselves. So Terrorblade and Nature's Prophet and Lifestealer are all just going to be getting some more cash here. They've slowed down the Monkey King and starting to set themselves up pretty good for kind of more of a transition in the late game here.
It's not that easy to kill off a Monkey King when he's in that Wukong's command circle with a Terrorblade. Like, Terrorblade is pure physical. And Monkey King has a trillion armor when he's in there, so they're able to do it regardless. Slardar is going to grab an Invis rune. Has a Bat Rider coming in, but there is a Disruptor here to give him a little bit of protection. And they don't see the Disruptor, I don't think. Bat Rider.
The Bat Rider approaching, so they might kind of sniff up some trouble.
Gets spotted by a Terrorblade illusion, however, so no secrets here. The Slardar, he may still be able to scout, but is actually spotted by a sentry, so now they know where he is and what he was doing.
Yeah, and conversely, he had the creep following him, so they know there's a sentry around there now. Nature's Prophet real close to his Orchid. Yep, finished up the last item right now, and is going to TP home to finish that up, and then use his teleport skill to go wherever he pleases.
Bottom lane, Blue Skies is in a vulnerable position right now. Is going to be joined with the Nature's Prophet, and they will find a Slardar who's going to blind blink in, find the Nature's Prophet. Charge is going to come in though with the Orchid. Bat Rider's going to arrive, but it's a little bit too late for the Slardar. I think Soulbird will just take him out, and it will. But now the Nature's Prophet on the run. Good luck, man. There's a lasso here. He is guaranteed to fall. Ripperino dead. 1-for-1 exchange. Slardar for Nature's Prophet. That TP was incredibly aggressive. And it's going to cost them quite a bit there, Taka, but we can see they're still just pushing every single lane. The Lifestealer even pushing top lane as Terrorblade has made his home Naga Siren style in this top half of the map. And as far as buying space is concerned, man, that is going to buy them a lot of space.
Yeah, they definitely have plenty of time to recover here. You know, Mad Kings isn't really going to be able to accomplish anything in the 20 seconds that Nature's Prophet is still down, so Taka have created a lot of room for themselves with this split push that they have going on. There is going to be a double damage rune going over to the Monkey King, which will set him nice if a fight does break out. We will see if Dire continues to push down mid, rally some numbers, or more likely they'll probably rotate in another direction. Nature's Prophet now coming bottom, push that lane out.
They did see the Monkey King grab the double damage. They see him again moving in, and they're going to charge him because they have the Lifestealer in tow, and they chop him down. Well, they just charge him and then just beat the hell out of him. With a greater bash to seal the deal. At the same time, they also kill off a ton of heroes in mid. What the hell happened here? I chose the wrong lane to watch, man. It's going to be 3 kills across the map in favor of Taka, as it seems like the Terrorblade and Disruptor just catch a couple in the Static Storm and just go to work. Now, still with the remnants of this Metamorphosis, we'll push down this bottom lane tier 2. Looks like they don't even really need the Terrorblade here, as this Nature's Prophet's going to do this by himself.
Yeah, one of the reasons Nature's Prophet is so strong is just, you just go for the jugular, you know, one team fight, and all of a sudden he's got 20 trance, and not only just pushing down a tier 2, but they're going to be pushing down the, threatening the tier 3. And it just really kind of sucks up so much time, and every time they win a fight, they're going to be right at the doorstep, banging down and getting more objectives taken care of.
Taka are slowly closing in the map with that Nature's Prophet with this Naga Siren, Terrorblade. And then again, they've been really impressive to me. Like I've seen them play a little while ago where they were officially known as Youth Fury. I was not impressed really, but it seems like just all these qualifier games, I don't even know how many, but they've upped their game in a big way. Lifestealer is going to blow the smoke, sees the Monkey King, who is going to start to give chase. Bat Rider still in the area as well. Blink Crush onto the Lifestealer, lasso there as well. They don't really have any way to save him. They'll break the lasso with the glimpse, but it's a little bit too late to do anything about it. And there is no Metamorphosis here for the Terrorblade, so they just gotta retreat. We'll drop a Static Storm, and that's not gonna do anything. The Monkey King's gonna skip right over it. They will lose 3 heroes instead of just the 1. Unable to get out of here fast enough. Monkey King taking a lot of damage because he does have that shine on him. But still, that is going to be a big gain for Mad Kings. As now teleporting up towards top, we'll see a Nature's Prophet who's going to get hit with the Crush before he can get the silence off. Bat Rider's here with no Firefly just yet, but now he will have it, so the damage is more than enough. Making it a 4-for-0 exchange in favor of Mad Kings. That is a huge, huge gain.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate for Taka. Kind of letting the game slip away from them a little bit there. As Masha is still just kind of farming away, but, you know, it's still, to get this Iascati is a bit off. Obviously going to help him hit quite a bit harder and farm harder. But they're just going to need to make sure that their next team fight goes really well for them.
This Terrorblade going to be very, very difficult to bring down, but it is seeming like one of those games where for Taka, things go well if they initiate, things go poorly if they get initiated on, and that's really all there is to it. And you're talking about a Bat Rider who's level 15 at this point. It's going to be pushing for that cooldown reduction talent, pushing for that level 3 in the lasso, and of course has just a Blink Dagger Force Staff. Like, it should be Mad Kings most of the time starting things off, and the only answer that they really have is that Glimpse, and we could see it's cast pretty regularly, pretty quickly in response to the lasso, but it just is a little bit too slow. Just the nature of the spell, it takes a long time for that actually to kick in and break that lasso. Lincoln Spheres, though, 2 of them will help a lot. One on the Terrorblade already, and another on the Lifestealer being built.
We still just got Radiant pushing down all sides.
Has a double damage rune. They're going to run to Sladin right now in the Metamorphosis. Is going to tear apart that Slardar. And 100 ES games in a week does not have a Chain Frost. Glimpse back onto a whole bunch of them as they bring back the Viper in the middle of everything. Monkey King is holding his ground right now. Lasso onto the Terrorblade. Sunder is not able to get it off. Monkey King, the king in the circle. They will lose the Lich, as now the Nature's Prophet, though, in a little bit of trouble. Will try to stealth out of there, and TP will get out. 2 for 3. Monkey King and Bat Rider survive. Ultimately, the fight, not too bad for either side. But for sure, that Terrorblade, man, that Terrorblade just got his ass handed to him in that circle of monkeys.
Yeah, he didn't lose too much gold. 389. He was hitting so hard, but then exactly just ended up taking a ton of damage with the MK ulti, and was all stunned too. So just great chain stuns from Mad Kings, keeping him on lock and preventing that Sunder.
Prophet, Shadowbladed up now, is going to see the Bat Rider. Bat Rider's going to start cleaning up all those illusions, all those treants rather, but he's also going to see the Nature's Prophet back up coming in the form of a Spirit Breaker and a Monkey King, as the Boundless Strike will miss. Sprout TP, and the Firefly actually runs out. They don't have enough damage. If he'll actually live, you don't really see Sprout TP working out against that Bat Rider all that often, but you're no lasso, no interrupts. Can't do anything about it.
He at least has the Battle Fury to cut through the trees. The Roshan's been spotted. We'll see if Radiant will kind of see based on the motion.
Static Storm catches a whole bunch as the charge is going to get the Disruptor out of there, actually. Wrath of Nature as well. And now here comes the Terrorblade. He does not have Metamorphosis up, unfortunately, but still with the open wounds on the Bat Rider, they'll take him down at least. Courier will slip out of there. From the back, though, Monkey King snipes the Disruptor with the Boundless Strike and then bounces away. Classic Monkey King move. That was a really clutch save on the Disruptor to turn things around and make it a 2 for 1. Even without that Terrorblade having Metamorphosis, they're still going to try to go in for Roche. This Monkey King does have Wukong's command. He is right around the corner. Bounce in a little bit more. See the Terrorblade illusion kind of pacing back and forth. Treants starting to spot things out as well. Monkey King jumps in and is going to think about it, but is now spotted and charged and will be dropping here. Manta Style actually will give him a little bit of room, but not nearly enough. That's Aegis claimed for the Lifestealer. Where's the keys? It's also on the Lifestealer. Chain Frost. That's not that's not a Chain Frost.
That works.
This is going to be really bad. No Monkey King, no Bat Rider for 2 seconds. This tower is actually already pretty much dead, so they're going to lose that. But from the back, it's a nasty surprise. Spirit Breaker with Lifestealer gets Hurricane Piked immediately, but it does not save the Lich.
Yeah, that was another nice pickup there. That's Roche fight. Everything's going right for Taka. Mad Kings maybe, hopefully not getting mad about things. They definitely need to reset themselves.
Viper.
That's kind of standing. Picked up. We go down. Viper goes up to the high ground there, but Spirit Breaker's already on top of him. Gets pulled back. He goes down. Things are definitely unraveling here for Mad Kings.
No Lich means that there's no ice armor. The Bat Rider somehow was able to survive there. But the Viper being down, and it's only Bat and Viper, like, they can initiate really hard, but they don't do any damage here. Especially when there's this many units in this area. You're gonna get severely punished if you do decide to jump in. Charge is going to be going towards the Bat. Ulisceptor will dodge it. And they will glimpse back the Slardar to the side. He's just messing with them at this point. He doesn't really want to start a fight. He just wants to make sure that they know they cannot contest this Rax, and they will indeed lose them. The Terrorblade, though, kind of separated. Monkey King coming in from the back will immediately get a 2 kill with the cleave. And now the Crush comes in for the Slaughter, catches the Lifestealer. He does still have that Aegis. Monkey King in the middle of everything is going to pick a fight with the Lifestealer. Lifestealer should not be doing this. Batrider Lasso is up right now. He just needs a little bit more range. Oh, the Lifestealer jumps into the Nature's Prophet, dodging the Crush. Sick plays from this Lifestealer, but can he actually get out with the Aegis intact? They will lose the Nature's Prophet as he's focused instead by the Bat. They fail to get the Corrosive Haze again on the Lifestealer, and he'll actually turn things around with the Rage. And almost kill off Sladden. One more shot is all he needs. He's going to take him down. Still, he's Corrosive Hazed up. He will get Chain Frosted as well. That's his first life only. The Reflection from the Terrorblade on the low ground is going to get the kill on the Batrider. And they can't, unfortunately, catch up to the Monkey King, but man, that chase was a little bit too far there as they get a couple, but lose a hell of a lot more. And of course, the Rax damage was already done.
Yeah, so Mad Kings does come out a little bit at the end of that team fight there. Just getting a little bit more gold and XP, but, you know, losing that barracks definitely...
Monkey King. Static Storm is off the mark. The Glimpse back into the charge. He actually gets pushed out, but it doesn't really matter. He has no tools here.
That's a big loss. He has buyback, but you definitely don't want to have to be burning it here. So it's just going to be a further setback, and he needs more items to be able to compete.
Terrorblade is almost level 25.
Jeez. Yeah, there's that buyback. Ouch, that hurts.
This is a fresh Metamorphosis as well, so yeah, you can Blink Crush. It does 0 damage. And this tower will take a lot more than 0 damage, just leaving the illusions and now the treants to it. Yeah, come at this Terrorblade, he invites it. The Spirit Breaker is going to go in really deep with the life, so they're trying to take down the Monkey King again. But again, they really want to start a fight? Probably not. They just want to leave here right now as the Lasso is going to go off onto the Terrorblade. Focus Fire is there, but not enough damage. It seems like Masha will Manta Split, will get the Sunder off, and now with the cheese, everyone's at full HP, but they're still in the circle of monkeys. Not a good place to be. Lifestealer needs to get out of here. He is going to slip away, but no, he will get sniped at the very end. They'll also stay on the Spirit Breaker, and Nature's Prophet teleports into his own demise as well. Masha sunders this Lifestealer who immediately cheeses, so it works out pretty well, but now I think he's got to try to fight his way out of this. He's going to reflect up, conjure a couple of illusions, but he has no backup. Is going to go down. Robo gets the triple kill, but the Rax damage already has been done. I don't know if Mad Kings can actually make a push off of this. They have to deal with their waves.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them to get out of base for a moment here. They're trying to come down middle, but top lane is also going to be pushing here. Bottom lane, not really a worry anytime soon, but that is going to push out. And they're going to try to get in here, try to get mid. Terrorblade has buyback, which Monkey King bought back, so kind of just like, okay, maybe not the biggest loss. Definitely, it would be nice if the Lifestealer can hold on to his cash. Nature's Prophet. Okay, let's see.
Disruptor in the middle of... There's no reason for a Disruptor to be anywhere near this area. Like, if you're the only one alive as Disruptor, you're in your fountain. Literally in your fountain. Even in your tier 4s is a little bit too risky up against the Batrider. Lose another one, and that's 30 seconds where they'll have no Static Storm. They're going to make a push in for Rax now. Terrorblade can still respawn here with a buyback. They're doing some decent damage, but we have bottom lane, Nature's Prophet, being a little rat. And yeah, they may take down Rax, so that's going to just equalize things, if even that, because, yeah, melee Rax down. They actually push the Lifestealer in with the Force Staff. Sick plays. But the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane has been taken. Now the Spirit Breaker charging through will find the Monkey King with the open wounds. He's still on the retreat. No one from Mad Kings is actually teleporting back, as the Nature's Prophet is going to think about returning to this fight. He already has taken down the tier 3. Top lane Rax, range Rax was taken down as well, so that was not worth it for Mad Kings.
No, not at all. It's unfortunate for them to just kind of get bogged down in that fight. Not able to take the Radiance ranged barracks in the mid lane even, so they didn't even get the full lane. Now at danger of more Rat Dota coming out, their own ranged barracks at half health. And what did they just pick up? The Talisman of Evasion at the secret shop, but really that's the only component of Butterfly that Monkey King has at the moment.
I had no idea that Jingu Mastery, like, that is talking about his stat. Like, it makes sense. It just never really occurred to me that that's actually what the skill is describing, like the mastery over his staff. TIL, guys. Noob caster, please fire. Do have a Diffusal Blade now up on the Lifestealer, making chasing all the more easy. Of course, purges off that Ice Armor as well, so he's just looking for a nice, cost-effective item to make a game-winning push off of. And 1 Rax from victory. Oh, Lich, gotta be careful there. He's gonna force staff himself up. Luckily for him, there's no obs. They're gonna jump in, grab the Disruptor. No response yet. He's dead in an instant.
Wow.
Disruptor again in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah, that's going to slow things down. Radiant is like, yeah, let's just reset. Let's just go back and take our time. We'll see if they rotate, try to get the top shrine, and if there's any attempt from Mad Kings on the Dire side to protect their territory here. But we're just going to see the Terror Blade Illusions let them do most of the work here.
Even one is hit with the Solar Crest, so maybe they think that's the real one. Obviously it's not. They're gonna realize, oh, they popped the shrine accidentally.
Oh no.
Ice Frog, please fix that. Make Shrine have an activatable ability or something to activate, because it is way too sensitive right now. And with Roshan, with the chance of it like being an instant respawn in 10 seconds, that lack of Shrine regeneration, it was probably gonna be taken down anyway, let's be honest. But how lucky is Taka right now? They're hoping for that 0-second roll. They're going in, though, pretty deep as they found the Monkey King. Bat Rider is going to run his lasso into a Lincoln Sphere. Oh, what are you doing there, Blue Skies? You went too far, bro. He's going to die. And looks like Roshan is actually a super long respawn, so that was an ill-advised move there from the Taka side. Looking for a retreat now, and it looks like they should all get back to safety.
Yeah, Taka is starting to have some problems when they're not 5-man. You know, if they're 4v4 or if they're kind of missing a little bit of that cohesion, they can't just come. They're getting picked apart a little bit more. But they've reset. They've backed away from that spirit after losing that Spirit Breaker, and they got plenty of time to work with here. Just 40 minutes in, and definitely already have a nice material advantage.
Have that pressure advantage as well. The Nature's Prophet with the Bloodthorn is now going to go for a Manta style. Is not quite feeling to the point where he can, you know, teleport on whoever's defending up against the super creeps and kill them off. But for sure, as he builds up more items and as his team spreads the map a little bit more, apply even more pressure, you know, get more wards up, then he will eventually get to that stage. So this Nature's Prophet is only getting going when you're talking about what he can do in this game, and he's already done quite a bit. Also waiting for MKBs now on both sides. It's really weird because everyone, they're all picked up like evasion going for butterfly, and they're all like, oh shit, they're going for butterfly, we need MKB, so they all cancel the butterfly and get the MKB after picking up the talisman. It's on Terrorblade, it's on the Viper as well.
Alright.
Little bat. Haste bat. I don't really expect these to be real. One indeed is, though.
And they'll spot the Terrorblade in mid as well. Dire trying to get their pressure, though, out with just pushing out bottom lanes. Have it all the way down to the tier 2. We have Terrorblade Illusions trying to push mid out, and there will be pressure on the Dire base. But really, they're most concerned about that bottom lane, so they've pushed that out as far as possible. Now going for top. 3 players TPing out. 4th player on no 4.
Mega creeps, even if Taka are able to take them, it's not going to be the end all. Monkey King having gone for this build with the Battle Fury, Viper having gone for this build with the Mjolnir, can very easily deal with wave upon wave of creeps. So I mean, it's still the thing that Taka are going to be aiming for, but is it going to instant win them the game? No, far from it. So game is still very, very close, going either way. If someone like a Terrorblade gets caught a little bit too far out of position, gets lassoed out, there's no response for whatever reason, then yeah, that could just, especially if he doesn't have buyback like right now, that could just almost insta-win the Mad King side of the game. It's going to be very, very careful play for Taka to progress forward. And they'll have at least this Manta style up on the Nature's Prophet, so even more split quick power, even like a little bit backdoor power. If he wants to go for the bottom racks, I think he can at least take down range, assuming there's, you know, deactivated backdoor protection.
Mad King's
Blue Skies. Another strike is going to bring up to the high ground. I'm not sure about this one. Lifestealer now is stuck there. They'll drag him down. At least now the Lifestealer can pop out, and he will do just that. Looking for Robo with the Eye of Scotty. Oh my god, the damage from the MKB on Masha. The Monkey King is still stuck in the Static Storm, but they traded that essentially for the Wukong's command, which will now be dissolved. Glimpse back short onto the Monkey King. No follow-up there. But Wrath of Nature still bouncing through. Masha still looking for a couple targets. Won't really find anything except for that Roche, which with this Terrorblade's damage output, they can put down really quickly. I don't think with a lasso, with no Wukong's command, they can really go for this. So this should be a clean Roshan here for the Taka side. Double life for the life stealer Chief with Terrorblade. Maybe swapped around. I don't know, exactly like that. So you're going to find a couple of trades, but with the Roche, now we're at a nice little advantage. They shouldn't look to push this, though. They have to wait for another Metamorphosis.
Yeah, they got some time here, and they'll just be nice and steady with it. Have Nature's Prophet push out top, and then I'm sure probably rotate to bottom. That is the lane that they have their eyes on to get those megas. But just working on a few more items. Seems like Terrorblade just switched back to like queuing up the butterfly. We'll see where he goes next. He definitely still has some money. He could just bank for a while though.
3k health is not that bad. Of course, took the stats. Just trying to bulk up as much as possible. Keep yourself safe from being insta-gibbed by a lasso. We'll see the Monkey King charges coming in. If they are able to take this kill, that is going to be huge. And they will have it in the bag.
Yeah, easy peasy.
It's a Bloodthorn on Nature's Prophet, so you don't need any MKB action there. You'll have guaranteed hits. He does have a buyback at least. But still, that is a big cooldown to force out if you're able to get it.
Yeah, and no buyback on Lich. But everybody else on the Dire side ready for it. It's definitely not ideal scenario, but they might have to use those and put up a pretty strong defense here because Radiant has the Aegis. They have pretty much most of the items that they've been waiting for. They're going to be another round of items in a little bit, but they're pretty set here to push. Metamorphosis just came off cooldown. They smoke in, get up top.
Yeah, on the side, Batrider and Slaughter looking for an angle in. He'll do that to protect Masha, but they do grab the Disruptor and instantly swat him down with the Monkey King stick. The Chain Frost bouncing through as well will do so much damage. Masha, though, will get the Sunder off on the Viper, will fall short of that kill, but no one's actually doing any damage to him. He needs to be addressed right now because he's just turning around and right-clicking everybody. Viper finally found an angle to right-click into Masha, but he can't quite kill him. The Monkey King can, though. Monkey King versus Lifestealer. Now it's going to be Monkey King and Slaughter versus the Lifestealer. He is not all that powerful, this Lifestealer. They also have bought back with the MK already. And with this Jingu, they'll get a Rampage.
No.
For the Monkey King is going to cost him that buyback. But I'm not really sure, and despite how glorious it is to get that Rampage, if that's really worth it. Because, yeah, everyone is dead on Taka. But I don't think they can actually get to the Taka base and actually do any structural damage with the heroes that they have. So they won't be able to force any buybacks from the Taka side, so it's just a gold exchange right now.
Yeah, I mean, at least they're still in it. They don't have megas. You know, that definitely counts for something. Dropping the buyback hurts for sure. Spirit Breakers buyback. Not the biggest loss.
Oh.
He's right there with MK.
What? Okay. Why? Dude. What the hell was that? Why? Oh, Glimmer Cape?
Okay.
Oh, blind.
Starter just skips over the top of it.
That was a terrible play.
And now he's down for 75 seconds. So Team Taka, they definitely have to be careful here because they are sort of on the cusp of moving on to the next round, but they're also sort of on the cusp of maybe throwing this game.
Delicate situation to be sure. It's gonna be hard to disengage away from this Disruptor. He's just gonna drop the Static Storm
nice.
with the Open Wounds. You're dead. Gem now given over back towards the Radiant. I don't know if there's a lot of gems here. There is just the one on the Disruptor right now that I see, but they'll also look for the Monkey King. Oh no, that's a disastrous pick. If he's gonna drop, he will though get out with the jump before any damage can be dealt to him and before Bloodthorn can activate. We'll be able to escape with the Monkey King. But that's going to force the buyback now on the Lifestealer. And this game's still really, really razor thin.
Yeah, one bad fight, and it could just be over. Razor and Monkey King are both going to push extremely fast. And Nature's Prophet, if you give him an opportunity, could rat out those megas for sure real quickly.
again, really just depends on who's going to get caught out in the front. So far, this Batrider has been doing his job almost perfectly versus this Disruptor. Making sure that there's no static storm, making sure that they are able to get those fights. The Batrider is, he has to just keep doing it. And we see now some anti-Batrider tech from the Disruptor, puts up the wards in the high ground. There is, Batrider does have travel, so he'll come back. They took down the range racks last time. Masha going to fully commit with the Metamorphosis again as they charge in straight towards the back of the Monkey King. They know if they take him down, he's down for good. Force Staff out number 1 is going to keep him alive for right now. The circle goes up, but it's not really going to do much because it's behind the racks. They trade 0 for 1, 1 for 1. Masha is going to take quite a bit of damage here. Does have the Sunder. The Monkey King ultimate has already been used, and they will back off. Content with that trade. The Rax still survives thanks to that ice armor. They can push in again though. No Manta style, but no Batrider means that it's really difficult to start a fight on this TB. Robo in the front will do what he can. Gets reflected. There's Boundless Strike. There's a Force Staff out. They really don't have an easy way to get this Lifestealer in the middle of this fight, but this Monkey King might be going in a little bit too far. Does Manta style out. Now he gets Force Staff back in though. Someone miscued that. I think that was the Lich. And now that Monkey King is dead for 112 with no buyback, if they take out the Lifestealer, maybe they can still cheese out a win here, or at least hold on for a little while longer, but I'm not really sure how that's going to happen. Reflection now goes up onto absolutely everyone. They get the Glimpse back onto the Slaughter. Force Staff out is going to save him, but it won't save the Lich. They will also be aggroing onto the Viper with the Nature Prophet teleporting in really deep. Bloodthorn going to set up for not only the kill, but also the GG. A full 5-man wipe. And the Radiant Taka are going to have a date with SG Esports tomorrow as they 2-0 Mad Kings.
Yeah, that'll be a super exciting game because Taka played real strong, real disciplined in both games. You know, they had some issues early game, kind of got behind, and you know, but still just kind of kept focused on what the objectives of Dota are. You know, getting your players that need money, getting them items, getting them key things, and taking towers, being around the map, getting Roshan, and leveraging that to make the fights go your way. And the full kind of like last, you know, few minutes where even the engagement before that Taka lost, they were able to get damage on the racks and utilize a bunch of, or, you know, force buybacks. And they pushed again, got a lot of engagement, but this time they didn't lose everybody. They just backed up, and they were able to push without Lasso, without Chain Frost, and succeed. So.
That straight charge in towards the Monkey King in the back, forcing out his ultimate.
Oh,
to kind of be wasted. I mean, it does a lot of damage, but perhaps the most relevant part about that ultimate is the fact that you get, how much armor is it when you're, is there any way to see here? Let's actually go into the Heroes tab. You get some ridiculous amount of armor when you actually drop that. That is Troll Warlord. That is not Monkey King. There he is. How much armor is at level 3? You get 20 armor whenever you drop that, and if you're going to stay in that circle. So not having that armor means the Monkey King is actually vulnerable. Almost survived, but a botched Force Staff there from someone. It was still looking like it was going to be fairly in the bag for... Okay, I just lost the game, guys. For the Taka side. Either way, they're going to win. They're going to have a future date with SG Esports. That's going to be happening tomorrow at 4 Eastern Standard Time, I believe. If you guys enjoyed the cast, well, we're done right now. So you want to tune in tomorrow for the finals. You want to follow us on Twitter. For myself, it's at Mike Loris. For my co-caster, it's at X Television. That's EX Television. Any final words before we shut this down?
Not really, Mike. Just that it's been a pleasure casting with you. I'm excited to shine a spotlight on the South American Dota scene and see these teams in action and see where things are going to go tomorrow. Really, really excited to see the possibilities. Taka versus SG Esports or a spot in ESL Hamburg. Going to be a great series tomorrow, and very, very psyched to be able to experience it with you and everybody else.
All right, guys. That's it for us. We'll see you tomorrow. GG.
Peace out.